My girlfriend's friend snickered. Does he even make enough to pay for his own food? She didn't defend me, just looked away. I smiled, noted, and let them laugh. A few minutes later, someone walked up to our table, leaned toward me, and said something that made all of them go completely silent. I'm 35, and until last night, I thought my relationship of 18 months was solid. My girlfriend works in fashion marketing, high-end brands, influencer events, the whole scene. I've always kept a lower profile. I dress simply, drive a 10-year-old sedan, and don't flash money around. It's just how I am. She knew this about me from the start, or at least I thought she did. Last night was supposed to be a casual dinner. She wanted me to meet 3 of her closest friends, people she'd known since college. They'd all moved to the city together, climbed the corporate ladder together, and apparently judged everyone together too. We met at this upscale bistro downtown, the kind of place where the menu doesn't list prices and the portions could fit in your palm. I got there first, ordered water, and waited. She arrived with her friends about 10 minutes later. They swept in like they owned the place. Designer bags, expensive perfume, the whole performance. My girlfriend kissed my cheek and introduced everyone. I shook hands, smiled, made small talk. They were polite enough at first, asking the usual questions about what I do, where I'm from, how we met. Then the first cut came. One of her friends, the one with the severe bob and the Chanel bag, looked at the menu and made a comment about the prices. God, this place keeps getting more expensive. But I guess that's what you pay for quality, right? She glanced at me. Do you come to places like this often? Occasionally, I said. What do you do again? I work in investments. Oh, like a financial advisor? Something like that. My girlfriend shifted in her seat. I could tell she was uncomfortable, but she didn't jump in to clarify or redirect. She just sipped her wine and looked at the menu. Another friend chimed in. Investments, that's cool. My brother does that too. He says it's tough to make real money unless you're at one of the big firms. Are you at a big firm? I work independently. Oh, the way she said it, like I'd just confirmed I sold insurance out of my car. The third friend, the one who'd been quiet until now, leaned forward. So are you like a freelancer? Do you have clients? A few, I said. They exchanged glances. Not even subtle about it. My girlfriend was studying her menu like it contained the secrets of the universe. The waiter came by and took our orders. I ordered a mid-range steak. Nothing crazy, but not the cheapest thing on the menu either. The friends ordered appetizers to share, entrees, a bottle of wine for the table. My girlfriend ordered the lobster special. While we waited for food, the conversation shifted to their work, their social circles, upcoming trips to Europe. I mostly listened. Then one of them brought up a mutual acquaintance who'd recently gotten engaged. Did you see the ring? One friend said. It's easily 6 figures. He's a surgeon, so obviously he can afford it. That's what you need. Another friend said to my girlfriend, laughing. Someone who can actually spoil you. My girlfriend laughed too. Not a full laugh, just a nervous chuckle, but she didn't disagree. The friend with the bob looked at me. No offense, but do you even make enough to pay for your own food? The table went quiet for a second. Then 2 of them started snickering. My girlfriend looked down at her lap, said nothing. I smiled. Noted. They kept laughing, making little comments under their breath. One of them said something about participation trophy boyfriends. Another said, at least he's nice, right? My girlfriend still didn't say a word. Just sat there, complicit in her silence. I took a sip of water and decided right then that this relationship was over. But I wasn't going to make a scene. I was just going to let the evening play out. The food arrived. They dug into their meals, the conversation moving on to other topics, vacation plans, work drama, someone's terrible hinge date. I ate my steak in silence, observing. My girlfriend kept glancing at me like she wanted to say something, but she never did. About 20 minutes later, the manager of the restaurant walked over to our table. He was a well-dressed man in his 50s, the kind of guy who runs a tight ship. He leaned down slightly toward me. Excuse me, sir. I wanted to personally thank you for dining with us this evening. We're honored to have you here. I nodded. Thank you. The food is excellent as always. I also wanted to let you know that your meal tonight is on the house, as a token of our appreciation. Please don't hesitate to let me know if there's anything else we can do for you. The table went completely silent. My girlfriend's friends stared at the manager, then at me, then at each other. My girlfriend's face had gone pale. That's very kind, I said, but not necessary. I insist, the manager said. It's the least we can do. He nodded respectfully and walked away. The friend with the bob finally spoke. Wait, what just happened? I set down my fork. The owner and I have a business relationship. This is one of the restaurants in a portfolio I manage investments for. You manage investments for restaurants? Among other things. I work with a private equity firm. We acquire and develop commercial real estate and hospitality ventures. This bistro is one of about 40 properties in our current portfolio. Dead silence. My girlfriend was staring at me like I'd just spoken another language. You never told me that. You never asked. You said I worked in investments. I do. One of the friends tried to recover. Well, why didn't you just say that from the beginning? Because I don't lead with my job title or my bank account. I thought that's what mature adults did. Guess I was wrong. My girlfriend reached for my hand under the table. I pulled it away. Can we talk outside? She asked quietly. Sure. We excused ourselves and walked out to the sidewalk. She looked panicked. Why didn't you tell me you were that successful? I told you what I do. You just didn't bother to ask follow-up questions. You were more interested in introducing me to your friends and hoping I'd pass their test. That's not fair, isn't it? They spent the entire dinner mocking me. And you said nothing. You sat there and let them treat me like I was some broke loser you were charity dating. I didn't know what to say. How about, he's my boyfriend and I respect him? That would have been a start. She crossed her arms, defensive now. You're overreacting. They were just joking around. No, they were being cruel. And you were okay with it because deep down, you were embarrassed of me. You thought I wasn't good enough for your circle. That's not true. Then why didn't you defend me? Not once. Not even a little. She didn't have an answer. I think we're done here, I said. Her eyes widened. What? You're breaking up with me over this? I'm breaking up with you because you showed me exactly who you are when your image is on the line. And that's not someone I want to be with. You're being ridiculous. So I didn't speak up fast enough. Big deal. We can move past this. No, we can't. Because this isn't about one dinner. This is about the fact that you care more about what your friends think than about the person you're supposed to be building a life with. I started walking toward my car. She followed. Wait, please. Let's talk about this. I'll apologize to you in front of them right now. I don't need an apology in front of them. I needed you to have my back when it mattered. And you didn't. So that's it. You're just going to walk away. Yeah, I am. I got in my car and drove off. She called me 4 times on the way home. I didn't answer. When I got back to my apartment, I sat on the couch for a long time, replaying the whole night. The mocking comments, the snickering, the way she just sat there and let it happen. The manager's interruption had been satisfying, sure, but it didn't change the fact that she'd failed the only test that actually mattered. She texted around midnight. Please, can we talk tomorrow? I'm so sorry. I messed up. I didn't respond. The next morning, she called again. This time I picked up. I'm sorry, she said immediately. I should have stood up for you. I was caught off guard, and I didn't handle it well. You had 18 months to handle things well. Last night just confirmed what I already suspected. You were never really proud of me. You were just hoping I'd eventually turn into someone more impressive. That's not true. Then why didn't you ever tell your friends what I actually do? You knew. I told you months ago about the firm, about the projects I work on. But you kept it vague because you were embarrassed. She was quiet. I thought so, I said. Can we please just meet up and talk about this in person? There's nothing to talk about. I'm done. You're really going to throw away a year and a half over one bad night. I'm not throwing it away. You did. The second you chose their approval over my dignity. I hung up. Over the next few days, she tried everything. Texts, calls, showing up at my apartment building. She sent flowers with a card that said, I was wrong. Please give me another chance. She even reached out to one of my friends to try to get him to talk to me. I didn't budge. 2 weeks later, I ran into one of her friends, the one with the bob, at a coffee shop. She saw me, hesitated, then walked over. Hey, she said awkwardly. Can I talk to you for a second? Sure. I wanted to apologize for that night. We were out of line. I didn't realize who you were, not that it should have mattered. We were rude, and I'm sorry. Thanks for saying that. She's really torn up about this, you know? She won't stop talking about you. I think she really cares. Maybe she does, but not enough. She nodded slowly. Fair enough. I left the coffee shop and didn't look back. It's been 2 months now. I've moved on mostly. Started seeing someone new. Someone who asks questions, who's genuinely interested in who I am beyond surface level stuff. Someone who doesn't need external validation to know my worth. I heard through mutual acquaintances that my ex has been telling people I overreacted, that I couldn't take a joke. Let her tell whatever story she needs to tell. I know what happened. I know who showed up when it mattered. And I'm better off without someone who only valued me once everyone else did. Edit. For everyone asking, yes, I really do work in private equity. No, I'm not some secret billionaire. I make good money, but I'm not flashy about it. I drive an old car because it runs fine. I dress simply because I'm comfortable. That's just who I am. The fact that she and her friends couldn't see past that says everything about them, not me.